This is the Legacy Flight Museum in Rexburg, Idaho. The museum is aviation enthusiast John Bagley's personal collection of primarily military aircraft, and there's also an old school military museum inside too. This space shirt is autographed by Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins. That's pretty neat. This is a special exhibit from the Cosmosphere in Kansas. This is one of the actual consoles from the Apollo 11 mission control at the Johnson Space Center. So this is one of the potato computers that put men on the moon back in July 1969. That's a pretty amazing relic. Before the big planes, there's some little planes. That's a 1940s Willys Jeep. Sorry, some of these things weren't in the brochure and there weren't placards at most of the planes, and I'm rather uneducated on the technical side, but here's a plane and it looks nice. A Vietnam-era helicopter. This is an S-2 tracker used by the Navy during the Cold War as a sub-chaser, meaning it carried all the surveillance equipment and weapons needed to locate and destroy Soviet subs if they needed to. Here's some more miniature planes. And some mini battleships. A PT-17 Stearman, which was the primary trainer plane for pilots during World War II. This is the Mormon Mustang, a P-51, which was the primary US fighter plane during World War II, and they were used to escort bombers all the way into Germany. The customized Mormon Mustang pace car has also apparently taken out some Nazis. This is a rare P-63 King Cobra, one of only 3 in the world in operating condition. This is Ole Yeller, a personal plane of Bob Hoover, who was a World War II fighter pilot, and then became one of the most famous air showmen in the 20th and even the early 21st century. That L-19 Bird Dog was used in Korea. And these are always great to see even if they aren't doing a show. A Blue Angel. These A4 Skyhawks are used by the Navy for amazing air shows, which I have seen and done a video on by the way. But despite their show capabilities, these things can carry around 10,000 pounds of bombs, missiles, and rockets too. More Apollo 11 autographs. That's the uniform of Screaming Eagle Verlin F. Lauder, a member of the 101st Airborne during World War II. Up in the loft of the hangar is the Fort Henry Trading Post Military Museum, which originally was established for selling military antiques here in Rexburg back in 1985, and now the collection is moved here. Here's some Civil War uniforms and artifacts. I think that's replica hardtack, otherwise it may still be maggot infested. There's some Confederate war bonds, money, and Civil War era newspapers. Spanish-American War and Indian Wars artifacts. There's plenty of World War I era uniforms. This is a very antiquated setup, which I like, so everything is just packed together, and it's hard to focus on just one thing when there's so much to see. Here we have several examples of barbed wire throughout the years, and this is probably one of the worst terrors of war. That German razor wire from the Cold War is terrifying. The one on the left is actually General Patton's 1944 Christmas prayer card. His men got copies of these too. They have a lot of gas masks. They even have horse gas masks. On the walls you can see the progression of gun technology throughout the 20th century to today, with weapons used in every conflict in that time frame. There's an old deep-sea diver mask. I thought that was just a steampunk thing, but apparently they're real. So it's a really great military museum for people who enjoy this stuff. Would definitely recommend you visit if you're in Rexburg. And this is where I discovered my new favorite chain, Freddy's of Rexburg, Idaho. Now I'm in Rigby, Idaho, the hometown of Philo T. Farnsworth, the inventor of television. Television was invented in a small town, and I'm here at the Jefferson County TV and Pioneer Museum. But the hours online weren't true, so this is also closed. I am not having much luck today.
And here's the Idaho Falls Temple. I was really excited to see this. This is Shadow Domain LLC, and it has a dime museum. It's like an old-timey oddity shop that just opened here in August 2018, so it's not even a year old. Unfortunately, I miscalculated and it's closed. I'm really bummed about that. Take a peek inside. Here's an eagle made out of a 10,000-pound lava rock. And now I'm in Idaho Falls, Idaho with the Army Surplus Warehouse. So this is one of the places where all the Army's unused surplus gets sold.
There's a very extensive amount of stuff for sale here. I see this soldier guy all over the place now. There's some military mannequins and even a Willys Jeep up there for some reason. Despite all this surplus, there are some artifacts and military armored vehicles you can look around at, so it's pretty neat. Please check out my other videos at aviation museums, military museums, and all sorts of stuff, and thanks for watching.